Don't neglect data analysis and measure, but look at what you have in between. That's just as important as performing the experiments. My name is Clemens Jakubeit. I'm an optical test engineer at Mynaric. Before I joined Mynaric 4 years ago, I did my PhD and postdoc at the Max Planck Institute of Quantum Optics in the group of Professor Krausz. I joined IMPRS roughly 1 year into my PhD and stayed with it till the end. Laser communication is the idea to replace RF communication, so the radio waves in conventional communication with laser beams. The benefit of that is that the bandwidth that's available when using laser light is significantly higher than with RF communication due to the type of a focused beam, or rather a collimated beam. It's also more secure because it's spatially very limited. The mission of Mynaric is to make laser communication scalable, meaning we want to mass produce terminals to get the produced numbers up, and with that drop the price of the individual terminals to make it available to a big number of partners in the industry. My job is in the testing department. I started as a normal test engineer, optical test engineer. As that, I was basically following up with what I did at MPQ. I developed an optical test bed, so to ensure that our terminals are working as they are intended. By now I switched to a senior position and am more in an oversight role. I'm still close to the colleagues in the lab, but I'm mostly working at the computer, looking at data, doing simulations, and doing analysis of what we're doing. The lab work is very similar in the end. The alignment of systems, basic concepts are the same. You need these in the position that I joined Mynaric with, just the same as you need it during your PhD or a postdoc. The structures are different. You're maybe not as free in what you are pursuing and what the direction of your work is, but still you have more a general goal, and then how to get there is at your own discretion. The main difference for me is that you are more specialized. We are at the verge of a startup, so you're still able to do quite a lot. You are still able to do, for example, your lab work, your data analysis, and your software development, which might not be possible, for example, if you go to, I don't know, big companies like Siemens, BMW, whatever. But still, you do have the professionals and the specialists of different professions. You do have your professional software developers, you do have your mechanical engineers, your electronics engineers. So you really have the specialists to do these tasks if necessary. It's very similar to what you have in science. You are measuring things, you develop a concept how to measure things, but you need to make sure that you're actually measuring what you want to do, and that you're not measuring something else and then have a wrong result. That's the day-to-day challenges, and that's also what I'm currently doing in that senior role, that I'm reviewing what we are doing on other test beds. My motivation to go into industry rather than academia was a lot that I really wanted to produce something. I wanted to get something that I can touch maybe. So it's not just knowledge, although I liked that a lot. It was also the career prospects. If you want to go ahead in academia, the end goal is basically to become a professor if you really want to pursue it. And that path requires to move around a lot, to do several postdocs, take the first professor position that you get. I was not ready to do that. Good question. I really don't know. At some point I found light and light matter interaction interesting. I did my bachelor's in plasmonics, which did amplify that, and then it went its way. What was quite attractive of IMPRS is the annual meetings. That's something I heard of before, and the exchange with students from slightly different areas was always interesting. There were also some people that I really liked to hang out with and that I really liked talking to, and that did slightly different things, but still in the context that I understood. So that was quite attractive. Take your time. Think about what you're doing, what you want to do. Don't neglect data analysis and measure, but look at what you have in between. That's just as important as performing the experiments. The analysis and interpretation of the data is just as, if not more important.